Very hard to go to high-performing people and say, here's another 5 things you got to add to your list of stuff to do. Wouldn't you agree? Because we already have stuff to do. It's not more, it's less, and they're correct. That's probably why the book's...
Hello, it's Ed O'Keefe, and welcome to another episode of the Ed O'Keefe Show. Today, you are going to get to see behind the scenes of one of my closed-door masterminds where I teach a concept called losing the friction. And losing the friction comes from the accelerated results and idea of making awesomeness happen in your life right now rather than waiting many, many years. And having worked with so many high-level entrepreneurs and high-level athletes and just people at the like you just notice higher level people, one of the key concepts that I realized early on is most of them do not need more things. They don't need more. They're really what I would call distinction seekers. They're looking for the next distinction. Or they're looking at they're looking at guidance to create less in their life. And so what I kind of have always noticed is this concept of friction. You know, it just builds up and it can really eat away at high performing people because it's not always one thing. It's usually micro friction points that by identifying them, you can quickly and easily start removing them. So this episode, we talk about the first component of it and why it is the bedrock of the rest of the components, and I think you'll dig it. You've probably heard a little bit of it before, but hopefully you'll see why it's slightly different and or it's still vital. The second side of it, you'll get to hear a little bit about... Actually, you get to hear a little bit about what I do to lose friction on this exact concept. Number 2 is the misalignment of core values, purpose with actions is something else that I see with high-performing people. And this is not this; these are not hot in the air, like non-tangible things. So go through this, check it out, let me know what you think. This is stuff that I used personally, and it really resonated with my clients in the live environment. You'll hear questions from them, see how they engaged. And so dig in and let me know what you think about losing the friction.
But the idea of being a time collapser the idea of being able to create things in a very accelerated time is your ability to learn, assimilate knowledge, figure out what needs to belong. But really, a lot of it is figuring out what doesn't belong. So what is the 98% of the stuff that just doesn't really have a direct effect to getting what you want, right? And some of that is about looking at your life really objectively and seeing where's their friction built up. And so we talk a lot about, you'll see some metaphysical law of attraction words here, but I really think it's about removing friction rather than always doing more. It's very hard to go to high-performing people and say, here's another 5 things you got to add to your list of stuff to do. Wouldn't you agree? Because we already have stuff to do. It's not more, it's less, and they're correct. So friction point number 1, though, I kind of went through this, was not taking total responsibility for 1,000% of every single thing that happens in our life. Now, this is going to sound really obvious to everybody in the room, because everybody in the room probably goes, well, I'm a guy who takes responsibility, or I'm a woman that takes responsibility for everything. And if you can honestly say that, then that's phenomenal, right? I tend to find that where I make the mistakes on the responsibility thing is when I say, well, it was totally my fault, and then I give my justification. By doing that, what happens is I instantly lower my energy pattern and drop into the, I'm not taking total responsibility for it. So even though you have that, the justification of whatever it was, and if you're holding on to it, is a point of friction because you're moving along that past whatever it was to your present moment. It just is what it is, right? And the one thing I would say is that there's a big difference between, sounds like Joel Osteen, being a victor and a victim. I mean, guys who are on the effect side of life, which they lose their cause, lose all the power. And I see that a lot. I see a lot, and I wouldn't say in our group necessarily, but I see that all the time when we're out at seminars, mastermind groups. And so the key question is a simple one, which is, where can I increase my power by increasing my choice of increasing my responsibility on the situation? Every single decision in my company that has gone bad is 1,000% my fault. You know, and being able to say that in the present moment and just move on with it, irregardless of all the justifications, gives me power back. Great thing here is that when we can have people around us who can catch us, and not in a negative way, but like, even if you just say, hey, who's got your power right now? Or who are you giving your power right now? And you'd be like, what are you talking about? Like, dude, are you giving that power back to the guy 5 years ago who worked for you, who destroyed your whole infrastructure right now? Well, yeah, I guess I am, right?
This episode is sponsored by Marine D3. If you want 24-hour antioxidant protection while giving your brain, eyes, heart, and overall energy a jolt of long-lasting nourishment, then Marine D3 is for you. This is my #1 top-selling health product that I've sold over 500,000 bottles, and right now, 80% of our sales come from repeat customers. Marine D3 can flood your cells with an abundance of new antioxidants and nutrients that fights and repairs damage done to the cells during exercise, everyday living, and the natural breakdown that occurs as we age. After 15 years of research and over $39 million spent on clinical studies, a renowned biochemist has found one of the world's greatest antioxidants. It's called CNLP, hiding deep below the ocean surface. I took CNLP, combined it with a little-known omega-3 called calamine, as well as vitamin D3, so that you can get maximum benefit all in one supplement. I'd like to give you the first bottle absolutely free. I just ask that you pay shipping and handling. At edokeefeshow.com/free bottle, I'll have a mini presentation that will share more about the supplement and why people are raving about it. Most importantly, it'll show you exactly how you can get it shipped out to you today, just for shipping and handling. This episode is brought to you by Dormant Forces Insider. If you would like monthly big business breakthroughs, insider marketing strategies that actually work, and mindset secrets of multimillionaires sent directly to your door so you can have them in your hands and you can apply them, then this is for you. Now, you can test drive my Dormant Forces Insider Silver membership for just 1 month free. If you love it, we know you'll stay with it and let it keep you in the loop of what's working inside my businesses and the other dozens and dozens of businesses that I mentor. Why would you go at it all on your own when you can use other people's experience, then just replicate what works? Anyhow, right now you can test drive the membership for just $1 plus a few bucks shipping and handling by going to edokeefeshow.com/dormant forces. That's edokeefeshow.com/dormant forces.